213Rock with Harrag Melodica on Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio.
You're the one of a kind we can't replace. You're the one that called out to the waste. Don't let the time just go to waste. We gotta rise up, take the bait. It's the over guy that gets the praise. With a warning to the battered and the brave. As long as we're hiding bloody weight, it's the modern trial we need to face. Here we are on the scene and you know what is mayhem. And it only matters that we raise the bar. Here we are on the scene and you know what is mayhem. But it only matters that we raise the bar. You run for the ride but no disgrace. Hidden vials in the body we embrace. I don't care, it's not the time, it's just the will we have to chase. 'Cause you're too important to replace. We don't want that, we don't wanna be waiting till we strike back. We don't wanna be held back and deflamed. It's a bloodbath and I'm not entertaining. We lose this fight. When you're in the field, you'll feel the same. Here we are on the scene of mayhem. Guess it is time to raise the bar. Here we are on the scene and you know what is mayhem. But it only matters that we raise the bar. Here we are on the scene and you know what is mayhem. But it only matters that we raise the bar.
Oh yeah, 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, Classic Rock Radio, Darran Charles en direct du groupe Godsticks ce soir on Vinylestimes, Classic Rock Radio. Hi Darran, nice to meet you.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, my friend, and you?
Very well, thanks. Exciting day.
Yes, exciting days of course. Aujourd'hui, bien évidemment que c'est une journée très excitante pour lui puisque le nouvel album This Is What a Winner Looks Like est disponible depuis ce jour, en ce 26 mai. 213 Rock, Vinylestimes et Classic Rock Radio via le label Case Cop. So Darran, my name is, as you know, is Harrag Melodica. The name of the show is 213 Rock. Name of the web rock station is Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. As you know, we are based in Paris, France. Darran, thank you very much for taking some great time tonight and accepting my live invitation. Oh yeah.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Ouais. So Darran, today is a great day for you. The new album of Godsticks is available since early this morning on the all digital platform from this world. Oh yes, this is it.
It's exciting times. Yeah, we've been waiting for a few months for the album to be released, and we've been really looking forward for people to hear it at last.
Ouais, effectivement que ça fait plusieurs mois qu'ils attendent la sortie de cet album, ils sont totalement excités, hein. C'est dingue en tout cas, et ils ont travaillé depuis très longtemps. So, I said after many months of work, writing the best track possible, recording sessions, production, finally, the new album was out early this morning, man. Your fans, I think, your fans are really happy now.
I would hope so. Yeah, we're really proud of this album. It took a lot of months of work, of writing and production, and we think that we hopefully think this is our best album to date. Fingers crossed that the fans feel the same way.
Et oui, effectivement, qui pensera que les fans seront d'accord avec lui, comme quoi que c'est leur meilleure écriture, c'est leur meilleure réalisation jusqu'à ce jour, en tout cas, pour ce groupe talentueux. Et en même temps, ils s'en sont très fiers, et effectivement, de cette production, c'est cool, quoi. And the Mayhem track was your first music video. This track is not easy at first. It took me several times to listen, Darran.
That's similar to most people's experience with our music, it seems. I suppose the reason we fall into the prog rock category is that our music does require quite a few listens. So we appreciate the patience of fans of this type of music.
Effectivement, qu'il apprécie la patience des fans de rock et de progressif concernant ce titre, parce qu'il est vraiment pas facile. Dès le départ, The Mayhem track, c'est vraiment étrange, et il y a un son spécial. D'ailleurs, on va développer tout de suite. And always about the Mayhem, your voice is sometimes captivating, passionate, emotional, filmed in black and white.
Yeah, I suppose there is quite a contrast between the energy of the song and the fact that the video is in black and white. I've worked on my vocals for quite a number of years now to make sure that with the heavier numbers that I've got the appropriate intensity with my vocals. And I think that my voice has I hope to think that my voice has improved over the years, and I certainly enjoy singing the more powerful numbers now.
Sa voix si puissante, elle est aussi captivante, effectivement, il a beaucoup travaillé dessus. Et il y a aussi le contraste avec le titre, le fait qu'il y a la chanson et le clip qui est en noir et blanc, c'est très, sur une voix intense, ouais, ça le fait. And always on the Mayhem track, it's very dark, and the track causes my soul, because I felt something that I can't define at the end.
I think that's the great thing about heavier music, is that it's not necessarily about the different chord choices or the different melody. The reason I love heavier rock music is because there's a sort of energy transferred between the band and the listener. And this track in particular, Mayhem, we think there's quite a lot of energy, which hopefully we transferred in our performance, but we certainly made a lot of efforts in the studio to ensure that the energy we felt when writing the song was translated to the record itself.
Effectivement, c'est une transmission du groupe à partir du groupe, l'énergie du groupe pour les fans. Il n'y avait pas besoin de chercher ailleurs. Moi, je trouvais qu'il y avait quand même une énergie intense. Le progressif, ça demande ça, ça demande de l'énergie, ça demande de la recherche, ça demande de l'âme aussi. Et donc, en fait, c'est le groupe qui donne son âme, qui donne son atmosphère. Donc, à toute cette audience. And on the next music video is If I Don't Take It All. It's dark as ever, but this time it's in the prison atmosphere, because the light in the room, your voice frighten me. I'm not quiet.
Well, it's another dark and intense song.
Yes.
And we wanted to choose a location that felt sort of claustrophobic, which is, I suppose, how the song is hopefully, that's the intent of the song really, is for an intense claustrophobic feeling. So we chose a prison location. And I think my wife actually enjoyed watching me in prison in that video.
Comme il le dit, effectivement, c'est dans un endroit effectivement un peu claustrophobique, et puis sa femme aimait beaucoup l'endroit d'où lui ils ont tourné le clip vidéo. Ouais, c'est fou quoi. And I have the feeling that you filmed your music video, always about If I Don't Take It All. I said I have the feeling that you filmed your music video in an old prison in East Berlin. This is my imagination.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually it's a venue that's close to where I live.
Ah, okay.
And it's a very unusual venue, and it's I think it was once formerly a prison, and I think it's now actually a music venue. So there's upstairs,
okay,
bands play over the weekend, but downstairs is this horrible dungeon. And I think, so it felt a little strange at first, and it did genuinely feel like we were imprisoned a little bit. So we were just just glad to get out at the end of the day.
Alors oui, effectivement, dans mon imagination pensait que c'était que le second clip vidéo If I Don't Take It All était tourné dans un style d'une prison, mais alors à la gueule de la prison, c'est un peu dans un style Berlin-Est, hein, vous savez, dans les années 70-80, à l'époque lorsque ça s'appelait à peu près la RDA, et puis c'était très étrange. En fait, l'endroit d'où il est, en fait, c'est un ensemble de studios répètes, en fait, où il y a pas mal de musiciens, mais effectivement, ça ressemble à une ancienne prison. En tout cas, c'est un endroit très glauque, comme il le dit à départ aussi, avec un côté claustrophobique. C'est très dark, c'est très sombre, et puis le donjon à l'intérieur est très et c'est horrible quoi en fait. En fait, ils ont trouvé l'endroit et l'atmosphère très intéressant pour ce clip vidéo. And I love the track Lying. There is something special about the track. There is always your voice that moves me, and the solo of guitar is absolutely fantastic. I feel the notes, I feel the guitar touch.
Yeah, that was we always liked it, even though like we're predominantly a heavy band. There is a sort of, I would say, a softer side to us when we're not angry, and I think that there is that Gavin, that's the other guitarist in Godsticks, actually played that guitar solo, and I remember the first time I heard him perform it when we were recording the demos for the album, and I felt the same way as you. It actually blew me away. Just he captured the emotion in that song. Quite often, guitar solos can be, in my opinion, a little bit just technical and devoid of emotion, and I include myself in that. But what Gavin produced there, I think, it sort of matched the emotional content of the vocals and lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Alors oui, ce titre, hein, Lying, autre titre qui figure sur tel album, il y a une étrange atmosphère à l'intérieur aussi, hein, qui est très touchante, et il y a surtout un solo absolument fantastique, hein, qui était dès le départ lorsqu'ils étaient en train de proposer les démos, et puis donc Darran a demandé au guitariste, dit waouh, le solo est absolument génial, et donc du coup ils ont fait un truc assez spécial, c'est avec les paroles et puis les voix, ils ont essayé de toucher le gens au maximum. Le solo est absolument touchant et la manière de jouer est très intéressante, et ça c'est très émotionnel, hein. And then I like the track Silent Soul. This track gives me chills. I imagine it was riding in a large natural aquarium. It's totally immersive. A song at the bottom of the ocean.
That's very kind of you to say. Yeah, that's another sort of track that I experimented with for a while. I've been recently, during the lockdown period where we weren't able to perform live like every other band in the world, I started experimenting with sort of electronica and synth sounds, and started to create a lot of different soundscapes that I thought I could actually create songs from this. And I'm a big fan of bands like Radiohead, who use a lot of different electronica elements to their music. And I appreciated the lockdown period for the fact that it was able to give me some chance to experiment and learn how to use this type of sonic synths in order to create new music. And hopefully in the future we'll be utilizing this method even more.
Mm-hmm. Alors lui, il a adoré effectivement, hein, cette période de lockdown à l'époque. Donc alors il y a quelques années, donc vous le savez, cette histoire de Covid et tout le monde à la maison. Il a essayé des essais électroniques, hein, sur sa musique. Alors effectivement, c'est aussi un fan de Radiohead, et puis il aime expérimenter. Il a expérimenté sur ses titres de l'album. Il a fait des choses incroyables qu'il va garder, hein, pour l'avenir, parce que là sur cet album effectivement il y a beaucoup d'émotions, il y a des étranges atmosphères, il y a des sons des vrais sons métal, des sons rock, des sons progressifs, mais les sons électroniques peut-être ils arriveront. Il en a essayé en tout cas, et ça lui a vraiment, ça l'a vraiment botté quoi. And what about Devotion Made to Offend? I found this song very religious. This is it's very very strong face inside.
Yeah, that's another one with I suppose in a sense that music is my religion in a sense, mm-hmm. and it's the only thing I've experienced that's close to a religious experience really. So when I come up with song ideas, I try and create an ethereal atmosphere that is sort of immersive. And I'm hoping that, well, it's pleasing to hear you have the same experience as me when I listen to those tracks. But I will say that even though I'm not a spiritual or religious person, mm-hmm. I think my spirituality is based in music, and that it gives me emotions that are difficult to describe. You know, they're intangible almost. So I like to create these sort of soundscapes and see if I can create this immersive experience for the listeners as well as myself.
Effectivement, qu'il adore créer des titres très étranges. Effectivement, il y a un côté religieux, il y a un peu je trouve, et un peu de foi, effectivement, devant l'Éternel avec le titre Devotion Made to Offend. Donc c'est aussi la religion, c'est le côté un peu innocent, effectivement. C'est la spiritualité, comme il le dit, c'est sa spiritualité. La musique est dans sa spiritualité et c'est quand même, comme il le dit, c'est assez difficile de décrire tout ça, mais c'est ce qu'il ressent, c'est ce qu'il a donné, c'est son côté émotionnel. Alors peut-être qu'il y a aussi un côté religieux, mais alors s'il y a le côté religieux, il faut l'entendre côté spirituel, quoi. And what about the artwork from the album was created by Mr. Richard Bitching, a Primate in Blue?
Yeah, that was a strange. At first, we came up with the album title first, and we asked Richard Beechin, who works at K-Scope, to come up with something that complements the album title but wouldn't be too literal. So he started sending us ideas through, and one of the ideas that I latched onto is he was sending through sort of insects and animals, and once he sent through an image of a spider, which is he loved that artwork, but I don't think that I would ever pick up an album with a spider on the front, because they sort of terrify me. But then when he eventually sent through the picture of the monkey was in amongst 6 different ideas that he'd sent across, and that sort of jumped out at me straight away because it's such a stark image with a sort of beige background and a blue monkey. It sort of conjured up sort of 2001 Space Odyssey vibes for me, which is a big favorite film of mine. Even, that's what I loved about it.
Alors effectivement, c'est avec le créateur de la pochette, Richard Bitching, ils ont longuement discuté, ils ont essayé une histoire avec des araignées, fait qu'une araignée sur la pochette. Bon, ils pensaient pas que ça collerait avec la musique du groupe. Alors du coup, ils ont essayé avec un primate, un petit singe en tout cas, et puis qu'ils l'ont peint en bleu. Voilà, c'est ça, c'était le truc en fait. Et ils trouvent que ça faisait parfaitement l'affaire, quoi. Et c'était quelque chose d'abstrait comme il le dit, et puis en même temps c'était le truc, quoi. C'était à part, et un primate peint en bleu. Primate paint in blue. That's strange. That was strange. The first time when I saw the cover artwork, I say, "Wow, maybe the band hate Manchester City."
I do hate Manchester City. In fact, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Okay.
So Manchester City have tipped us to the Premier League title for about 3 or 4 times in the last 6 years. So I probably hate Manchester United more, but I'm envious, I suppose, of Manchester City because they prevented Liverpool from winning the title for so many years.
Alors effectivement, je crois que j'ai vu juste un petit peu, en tout cas, Darren est un grand fan de Liverpool, il déteste Manchester City, et puis en Angleterre, je pense que quasiment beaucoup de monde déteste Manchester City. Lui, c'est un énorme fan de Liverpool, en tout cas, Anfield Road, of course, et en tout cas, c'est un gros fan de football, quoi, c'est cool, quoi. Allez, en direct ce soir dans 213 Rock Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio, Godsticks, Darran Charles, This is what a winner looks like. L'album est sorti ce matin, voici le track listing. If I Don't Take It All pour ouvrir l'album, Eliminate and Reaper en 2, en 3, This is my new normal, en 4, Devotion Made to Offend, en 5, Silent Soul, en 6, Throne, en 7, Don't Say a Word to Me, en 8, Mayhem, en 9, Lying, et en 10, Wake Up. Le line-up, c'est Darran Charles, guitars, vocal and keyboards, Dan Nelson en bass. Maybe you got a new bass player.
Yes, Dan, back last year, Dan decided that he wanted to pursue other musical avenues.
Who is the name of the bass player?
New bass player is Francis. He joined us back in last year. He didn't actually play on the album. But he joined with us in September last year, and we've actually already played a gig with Francis back. We played the Prague Power Festival in the Netherlands back in September, and after spending 3 days in a van with him without killing one another, we knew he was the right bass player.
Alors effectivement, Francis, donc à la basse, ils ont joué du côté aux Pays-Bas, au Prague Power. Donc après quelques dates, effectivement, ils savaient que c'était lui, donc ils l'ont testé dès le départ. Ils ont su que c'était lui, donc du coup, il a gardé la place. Donc on continue. Gavin Bushell au guitare et Tom Price en drums. 213 Rock Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio. So Darran, just before the end, have you thought about playing in France?
Yes, we're desperate to play in Europe. We've toured Europe in the past with different different bands as a supporter. And actually, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on French radio, our most notable and favourite gig was a gig we played in Paris back in 2017.
Okay.
And if you asked me what ask every band member what our favourite ever gig was, it was that gig in Paris, because we were led to believe that French fans were quite reserved. I don't know where that information came from. So that was the first time we played in France.
Okay.
And French fans were anything but reserved. It was a fantastic experience, and definitely and genuinely the best gig experience we've ever had.
Effectivement, fantastique expérience. C'était une date à Paris, je crois, en 2017. Alors, il se souvient plus du tout du nom de l'endroit. On va vérifier ça tout à l'heure, juste après l'émission. Mais en tout cas, oui, il en garde un très, très grand souvenir. So, Darran, thank you very much for this live interview tonight on Vinyl Times, the Classic Rock Radio 213 Rock. Do you have a message for the audience tonight, please?
Yes. Buy our album, listen to it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, 213 Rock, Vinyl Times, the Classic Rock Radio. Darran, thank you very much for this live interview. Okay. Wow.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure speaking to you, Harrag.
Okay, if I don't take it all, tout de suite dans 213 Rock, Vinyl Times, the Classic Rock Radio. Je rappelle l'album de Godsticks disponible depuis ce matin sur toutes les plateformes digitales et aussi auprès du label K-Scope. N'hésitez pas. 213 Rock, Vinyl Times, your Classic Rock Radio. Yeah, 213 Rock, Vinyl Times, The Classic Rock Radio. Darran Charles était en direct ce soir, ouais, du groupe Godsticks. Le single à l'instant, If I Don't Take It All, dans 213 Rock, Vinyl Times, The Classic Rock Radio. Je rappelle le nom du nouvel album, This Is What a Winner Looks Like. Mais quelle belle interview, en tout cas, lui, les supporters de Liverpool. Effectivement, ma question concernant Manchester City, c'était dingue. 213 Rock, podcast que vous pourrez retrouver la semaine prochaine à partir du site vinytimes.fr. 213 Rock. Allez, continuons en musique avec Lansdowne et le single Medicine. 213 Rock.